Maya had just moved into an old apartment building downtown. It was nothing fancy, but it had character. The kind of place where the floorboards creaked just right and the shadows stretched long in the evening. Most of her neighbors were quiet, keeping to themselves. But then Mr. Silas moved into the unit directly across the hall. He was an older man, thin, with eyes that always seemed to be looking just past you. What first struck Maya as odd was his door. It was almost always slightly ajar, just a hairline crack, but enough for her to catch a sliver of darkness inside. No music, no TV, no sounds of anyone moving around. Just silence and that sliver of darkness. One night, around 2 in the morning, Maya was coming home from her late shift at the library. As she turned the corner to her floor, she saw him, Mr. Silas, standing perfectly still in the middle of the hallway, right in front of his open door. He was not doing anything, just staring at the floor. When she said, "Excuse me," he did not even flinch. He just stayed there, a silent statue. She walked past him, a shiver running down her spine, the distinct feeling of being watched digging into her. Weeks passed, and the unsettling encounters became more frequent. Silent appearances in the hall, his door always ajar at odd hours. Then came the knocking. Soft, slow taps, spaced out, like someone was testing the limits of quiet. Maya heard it one night, coming from her door. She looked through the peephole. Nothing. But when she glanced across the hall, Mr. Silas' door was open a little wider than usual, just a black void inside. The worst night started with a wrong number call. Maya was alone, studying, when her phone rang. She answered, and all she heard was heavy, ragged breathing on the other end. No words, just a guttural sound. A chill went through her. A minute later, a faint scratching sound started at her front door, followed by 2 soft, distinct knocks. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She crept to the peephole. What she saw made her gasp. A silhouette, tall and unmoving, pressed tight against her door. No face, just a dark, ominous shape. Then, slowly, almost imperceptibly, her doorknob began to jiggle. A soft click. She froze, phone in hand, her breath catching in her throat. She could not scream, could not move. Just stared at that dark shape, knowing it was trying to get in. With shaking hands, Maya managed to dial 911, whispering her address. The silhouette remained for what felt like an eternity. Then, as silently as it had appeared, it slowly pulled away. She heard a faint shuffle, a door clicked shut across the hall. The police arrived minutes later, finding nothing. Mr. Silas' apartment was empty, his door tightly shut. He was gone. Maya moved out 2 weeks later. She never saw Mr. Silas again, never learned why he was there that night or what he wanted. But sometimes, when she's alone in a quiet room, she still feels that prickling sensation on her skin, remembering the silent figure at her door. And she wonders if he's out there, somewhere, standing perfectly still, just watching, waiting for the next door to open. Just a crack.